The text came through while I was assisting customer at my boutique. I'm done with you and heading to Miami with my 22 years old girlfriend. I will be already cleared out our shared account. Lol. My hands stayed steady as I read it. My voice did not falter as I helped Mrs. Thompson choose a necklace. The only hint is that my husband of 15 years had just obliterated our marriage via text was a slight narrowing of my eyes. I waited until Mrs. Thompson left, her purses wrapped in our signature gold tissues, before typing me reply, best of luck. I am Alice and at 40. I just received the coolest farewell imaginable, while Nathan was likely smirking over his dramatic exit, picturing me devastated by his betrayal. I was calmly closing up my boutique for the day. The crew had been there for months. The late nights at the office had that did not align with his bank deposit, the sudden password locks on his phone, the way he would start hitting me the gym visibly, buying flashy clothes, changing his yacht 4 months ago. We found a receipt for a lavish dinner for two on a night he would say that was working late. That same week, I would open a private bank account at a different institution. When he suggested merging our accounts to streamline things, I would agree with a smile while transferring my personal savings to the new account. The joint account he just drained. It held just enough to avoid raising his suspicion about 3 months worth of routine deposits. The rest was safely secured along with meticulous records of every questionable transaction he would made over the past year. My phone pinged again. Don't bother pleading. Tara and I fly out tomorrow. I will grab my stuff later. Tara, the new intern at his farm. I had met her at the company's holidays party. Noticed her giggling too loudly at the Nathan's joke, her hand lingering on his arm. When she thought no one saw, she was young enough to be his daughter, naive enough to believe she was unique. I didn't reply to his text. Instead, I called my attorney, the one I would text. Instead, I called my attorney, the one I would consulted 3 months earlier after spotting hotel charts on our credit card statement. It's time, I said. He's made his move. The paperwork's ready. She responded, I will file tomorrow. Want him served in Miami. No hurry. I said, let him think. Let's gotten away with it. Another text from Nathan. I know this must be tough for you. You are not getting any younger after all. At least you will be got your little store to keep you occupied. Mentally stored the thriving boutiques I will build from nothing. The one that ordered his mid-level corporate job. The one whose profits I would carefully keep separate from our joint finances. I smiled, picturing the certified letters awaiting him in Miami. Let him bask in his victory for now. That evening, I stayed in our house, my house, inherited from my aunt, and kept slowly in my name. Despite Nathan's repeated tries to aid his mother instinct that had paid off, while sorting documents from my attorney, I found our wedding photos. Nathan's looked so different back then before his midlife crisis turned him to a palm parody of himself. Now he wore close too tight for his again frame, tried too hard to fit in with you young crowd at work, used slang that sounded absurd from a 47 years old. My phone kept buzzing with his text, each more arrogant than the last. I've been planning this for ages. That gets me in ways you never did. You will survive. Maybe you will find someone closer to your age. Already told my family. They are agree we drift apart. It's no one's fault really. I saved each message, adding them to my evidence file. Let him bury himself deeper. My attorney would love this. His causal mission of scheming, his smug crime, but draining our account. Then came another text. Oh, and I used the joint card for our flights and hotel. Call it my parting gift. Haha, perfect. I dialed the credit card company. This is Alice Carter. I need to report unauthorized charge and channel cancel a card immediately. Can you specify the charge, ma'am? The representative asked. 2 business class tickets to Miami booked today. Hotel charge at the Ocean Bridge Resort, and I need to remove my husband as an authorized user. Do you have proof of that fraud? Text message from my husband admitted he used our joint card for travel with his girlfriend after impeding our account. I can forward them. The representative's tone held a hint of amusement as she booted the charge. Nathan and Tara would arrive at the airport tomorrow to find their tickets invalid. The hotel booking cancelled. My phone buzzed again. You can keep the house for now. We'll let you stay until you find something smaller. I laughed aloud. Did he really think he had any claim to my aunt's house? Yes, his ego ballooned so much he would forgotten whose name was on the deed. And the text, and I know the story is important to you. We can still on a fair split for shares. My share of my business, the one I found funded, built and ground what he grumbled about my late hours and called it my side project. A feud, a glass of the expensive wine I would save for a special occasion. Discounted. Tomorrow Nathan would face some harsh lessons about property law and separate assets. But tonight I savored the quiet and planned my future. Morning brought a flood of furious texts from Nathan. Where did you go to our car? Daily line want honor our tickets. Hotel cancel our booking. Answer me. I muted my phone and headed to my boutique. Saturday were our busiest and I had a new shipment of luxury scarves to unpack. Life moved on even when your husband ran off with an intern half his age. Around noon, his mother called. Yes, dear, Nathan told us everything. How you are overbearing, how you pushed him away. He says you are being spiteful now, messing with his double plans. I put her on speaker while setting up a display. Did he mention draining our joint account and charging his girlfriend's tip on our card? Silence then, well, he said you left him no choice, that you would be gone ground distant, Margaret. I have his text. Want me to read them? The one where he bragged about talking or money or the one mocking my age? A pause. He did seem harsh. I told him that text was out of line. Thanks for calling, Margaret. I would be always respected you, but my attorney advised limited contact with Nathan's family. During the legal process already. Goodbye, Margaret. By afternoon, Nathan's sister Rachel was sharing family gossip through mutual friends. Nathan and Tara were stuck in a cheap motel near the airport. Their Miami plans derailed. His personal credit cards maxed out for months. Could not cover the cost. Another red flag I would noticed. My attorney called with an update. Emergency hearing set up for Monday. With his text admitting to derailing an account and the car fraud, we are in a solid position to freeze all shared assets. Has the been surveyed yet? Not yet. He will get the papers at the motel. I grinned, thinking of my evidence, years of ortho shady charts. Woodall received checks proving his intent. Nathan had been so caught up in his grand escape, he never realized I was watching, waiting, preparing. My phone buzzed again. You think you are so clever? I would be got copies of the boutique's financials. Half that business is mine. I forwarded the text to my attorney, adding it Nathan's growing list of mistakes. Let him learn about separate assets the hard way. The Monday hearing was everything I would hope. Nathan showed up in his new too young wardrobe, skinny jeans, and a blazer screaming midlife crisis. Tara waited outside, her youth stuck under the courthouse lights. My attorney present our case methodically. Nathan's text gloating about the account, the credit card fraud, his story of hiding expenses, all documented over months of quiet beguiles. Your Honor, Nathan's last minute lawyers stammered. My client admitted to impulsive choices, but Mrs. Carter's actions have been calculating and meaningful. Calculating, my attorney shot back. You mean prudent? My client safeguarded her separate assets and kept detailed records of her husband's misconduct. That's not vengeance, that's foresight. The judge reviewed my documents, the house deed in my name, the boutique's incorporation papers listing me as sole owner, the strict separation of business and personal finances Nathan had always mocked as excessive. Mr. Carter, the judge said, you admitted via text to intentionally draining a joint account and using shared credit for a trip with your partner. Do you dispute this? Nathan says squirmed. I just wanted a clean break by committing financial misconduct. The judge raised an eyebrow. Now we claim rights to property clearly documented and separate for marital assets. The business grew during our marriage. His lawyer tried. My client deserves. The business was established before the marriage. My attorney cut in, and Mrs. Carter maintained clear separation of finances. We have records of every cent earned and invested. I watched Nathan's face as reality hit. He thought this would be simple. Then the contact. Run off with Tara. Let me take off my business. He would never understood my stance on keeping things apart. He ridiculed my careful record as paranoid. The judge's ruling was clear. The court finds evidence of financial misconduct. All shared assets are frozen pending final divorce proceedings. Mr. Carter is ordered to repay any funds taken from John's account within 24 hours. But that money is gone. Nathan blurted. We spent it on Then we would better find a way to replace it. The judge snapped and Mr. Carter, this code does not look handy and using joint credit for personal escapes. Outside, I heard asking Nathans about their Miami plans. His mumbled reply faded as he walked away, my heels clicking coherently on the courthouse floor. Back to the business he would never build. The next few weeks saw Nathan's displayed moves. He claimed the boutiques was his idea, that he invested in my lie its early days, even that he would be a silent partner. My records disproved a big clan. He's sneaking. Netrone said social media shows they are in her tiny apartment now. Apparently living on intense salary is not glamorous gateway he envisioned. Nathan's family began reaching out, their tone shifting. We had no idea. Nathan said during a call, he made you sound like the villain. But those texts, the way he bragged about taking your money, I'm sorry we believed him. My mother called was heavy. The things he said about your age, about replacing you, I thought I raised him better. I let the calls go to voicemail. Their regret came too late. The boutique flourished, boosted by local support as word of my story spread. We visit to show solidarity, often leaving with please share purchase than planned. My ex tried something similar. One customer confided buying a leather parts. Thought he would take everything. Men like that don't expect us to customer them. Nathan's text song between age and manipulation. You will be ruined me. Never mean to hurt you. You will regret this. Can't you settle this? The store would not exist without my support. I forwarded it to my attorney, letting him dig deeper. Gossip pissed me that Tara was breathtaking things, sharing her cramped apartment with a 47-year-old who could not pay his way was not the adventure she would sign up for. The age gap thrilling in secret meetups felt different in reality. She posted about red flags and life lessons yesterday. My attorney noted looked down for her relationship status this morning. I almost feared Nathan, almost. Then he recalled his full life after stealing our journey, his jobs at my age. This assumption I would collapse without him. Instead of pity, I felt pride in my foresight, my resilience, my ability to protect myself while I understand he met me. The final divorce hearing was a stark contrast to Nathan's imagined victory. His saga was done, replaced by barely concealed fear. Terror was absent, having moved on to someone her age, her profit remorse. Nathan's were his old clothes. A flashy wardrobe likely sold to repay the joint account. His lair looked exhausted, probably from chasing non-existent loopholes. Your horror. Your Honor, his lawyer tried. Despite the separately properly records, my client suffered the business. Growth bro through encouragement and encouragement. My attorney injected. Like this text calling Mrs. Carter's business a hobby. Otis post mocking it as her little project. The judge had heard enough. The settlement reflected by planning. I keep my house, my business, my separate assets. Nathan got his belongings and a car, outlets that its loan. You've been destroying me, he muttered as we left the courthouse. You will have to move in with my parents. No, Nathan, I said you destroyed yourself. I just made sure you could not take me down with you. His mother waited outside to drive him to her house. His new home at 47. The irony was not lost on anyone. The man who mocked my age was now in his childhood bedroom while I ran my thieving business. You planned this, he accused. You knew this would happen. No, I just paid attention. And I understood the value of preparation. His mother stepped in enough. Nathan, you humiliated yourself enough as they walked away. I heard they called him. What were you thinking? You have 22 years old, stealing money, sending this awful thanks. I watched them fade into the parking lot, feeling only relief. Nathan thought his cruel text would end our story. Instead, it sparked my carefully laid plans 6 months later. The boutique had gone to a second location. While Nathan struggled, the little store he would build it was booming. He had 40 new staff and launched an online shop gaining national attention. Word of Nathan's downfall came through friends. Dating apps were a kind of middle-aged man living with his parents. Younger women, one day Tara Sarkis, avoided him. His job took a hit too. An HR probe into his intern fleeing led to a reprimand, costing him a promotion. Rachel visited the boutique. Surprising me, we bought his victim at fast. She admitted browsing a rack of dresses, but seeing how he acted, how he is still acting, I'm ashamed we read out you. My attorney kept me close posted and Nathan's funeral attempts to challenge for settlement. Each claim about the boutique, his investment, his partnership, was dismissed thanks to my records. I tried saying the account draining text was a joke. She laughed. The judge asked if I made fraud legal. The boutique sources drew attention. Business journals wanted my story not as a betrayed wife, but as a sharp entrepreneur who is protected her assessed. Young business owners showed my advice on separating finances. Preparation is your best defense. I told a woman who reminded me of Tara. Just your guard. Nahatan's mother called occasionally, usually after his latest misstep. He tried day trading to fix his finances, then joined a shady investment scheme. He blamed everyone else. She said you. Tara, his boss, the court. He kept my distance. Their drama wasn't my burden anymore. My life was full. Plans for a third boutique, a potential jewelry line in my office. A friend Nathan's last text before I blocked him. Have fun with your little store. At least it will keep you busy in your old age. Blew it. My latest business award shown. At the 1 year mark, I hosted a grand opening for my third boutique. The media focused on my success, not my divorce. Nathan's betrayal was now a footnote. Tara showed up unexpectedly, looking nervous, clutching her bag. I owe you an apology, she said. She convinced me you were controlling, unsupportive. Then he tried to the same games with me when things fell apart. Is what you meant about dreams versus escapes. In just a display of handbags, those were not dreams. Thought they were fantasies. There's a difference. I get it now. She said he wanted to move in when you froze the accounts. Thought my place was a pit stop. 2 weeks of him whining about my tiny apartment and suggestion I borrow money for a bigger one showed me who he was. I chuckled. Let me guess, big plans, no pounds. Exactly. Everything was about to pay off. His investment, his crypto. His next big break. She shook her head. I'm with someone my age now. They're broke, but building something real. After she left, my manager whispered, was that the intern? No, I said, just another woman who learned the same lesson. Nathan's mother is called, not about him, but to thank me. He showed us we are enabling him. She said he is still at home, still blaming everyone, but we are done accusing him. That's a gift to us, showing the line between support and enabling. I thought about that was I planned a fourth location. No one meant to break me, to trade me for a younger model and claim my work. Instead, he would push me to soar. I turned and tested. Nathan tried another petition to revisit the settlement. Just read it out and made him pay fees. Thought he would smile. I did picturing him in parents' basement, still trying to rewrite an already ending sealed by his own arrogance. 2 years later, I spoke at a women's business summit. The topic was not betrayal, it was building and protecting a business. My story had shifted from questioning to inspiring. During question and answer, a woman asked about separating finances. My husband says I am paranoid that marriage means sharing everything. My ex said that same. I replied until he tried claiming half my business in our divorce. Trust your instincts. Protecting is not paranoia. My boutique chain grew to 5 locations, employing 35 people featured in national outlets. Nathan, I heard, live in a great apartment, working a lawyer paying job after his company downsized. His dating profile still called him young at heart. The photo was years old. Tara became a regular at my first boutique, now running her own marketing firm. You inspired me, she said, showed me how to build something solid, not chase empty promise. In my office, I kept Nathan's quail text frame, not for pain, but as proof of my journey. Below it, a sign read, Success is the ultimate comeback. At my original boutique's 5 years anniversary, I addressed my team and customers. The little store was now the flagship of a growing empire. Nathan's mother attended uninvited, waiting until the crowd thinned. I saw Nathan's yesterday. She said, wearing a dress from my boutique. He stuck on his glory days, the life he could have led. He does not sin, he did not lost it in the divorce. He threw it away. I caught my reflection in the store window. Not a woman aging, but one growing wiser, stronger, more successful. The text was meant to end me. Instead, it launched my rise. Not just for me, but for every woman who heard my story and realized she deserved more than someone else's midlife fantasy.